So, I'm in Norway, and I want to talk to you today about the woman problem. Talk more about it. Um, so sometimes I may project or imply that I'm ladies' man. I'm a pickup artist. Now, as I've mentioned, I've had my fair share of successes. Never enough. But I'm really more of a sexual scavenger, because I'm a scrawny dude, not too tall, pretty pale, white, um, not rich, not super handsome, like facially or whatever. Although I think I'm beautiful. Um, I got skinny wrists, I got crooked teeth, my hair is thinning. I wear glasses usually, although I have contacts in right now. They're expensive. Um, I have no college degree. I'm relatively egocentric and therefore not necessarily a great people person. One on one, I'm pretty good, I think, but with groups, it's complex for me. It's difficult for me to really process. Um, so I'm a sexual scavenger. I go for what looks vulnerable. Even would never actually date me. You know, I'm just trying to survive. If I could have a girlfriend for like more than a couple nights, that would be a totally, for the past several years, a landmark event. It'd be really awesome. That's all I want in life. So I'm not a pickup artist at all. And on that note, I would like to talk about pickup artists and monogamy and sexual resource hoarding and stuff like that. People constructing their harems or whatever. Um, and I thought about this quite a bit over the years, but I haven't mentioned it. I don't think I've mentioned that I think that people should all aspire to have to reproduce one child per individual, so two children per couple, um, in order to stabilize human demographics, stabilize environmental change, stabilize basically everything. And it would also stabilize like mate pairing, because if we're all like reproducing, we'll like not be wasting so much psychic energy trying to get laid. But building on this, I want to talk about pickup artists. I feel that like marriage is a relatively obsolete institution, um, but nevertheless, monogamy is totally vital and um, indispensable towards stable, fair living. Because the way it often works is that, you know, in the whole like sexually liberated world, um, it seems like there's maybe some small percentage of guys, maybe 25%, maybe 10%, or like, 40%, I don't fucking know, who like, or categorically, due to social pressures or whatever, due to social forces or how society organizes people, arbitrarily assigns us along a bell curve, perhaps based on arbitrary features, and then depending on where you end up, you stay there because you're denied resources and so forth and pigeonholed. This small percentage of guys, I think they call them alpha males or whatever. Psychologically, I'm an alpha male, but like practically speaking, I'm a fucking omega. I'm bottom barrel. But for me, I'm like the king of the world in my head. I'm egocentric, kind of even solipsistic. Um, but I feel that pickup artistry should be prohibited by law. I feel that in the future, once we think of a new way to organize society in a harmonious, stable way which ameliorates human trauma, psychic, social trauma, and creates a fair, viable, long-term evolutionary trajectory for us, I feel that we'll need to replace marriage, perhaps by having, you know, monogamy be mandated by law. And that, free love is not permitted. because the way it works now, it seems to me at least, is it often be a small percentage of like alphas or whatever who like are always banging different chicks. So when normal girls are like horny, ones that might be pairable with me even, when they're horny or whatever in their monthly cycle or they got dumped or whatever, they just go and have sex with the alphas, the pickup artists. So us, if we're not in a relationship, a marriage or LTR, we're sidestepped because the girls who want to get laid, even the mediocre ones, automatically go with the roosters who strut around and get whatever they want. It's not fair and not stable. It creates suffering for us, the losers, and the girls, the masses of girls, because they get hooked on these alphas, but they're never going to date them. It's fucked up. I'm not saying that we should have like restrictions on dating and all that. Well, maybe we should. I don't know, but like you know, we should have an institution to replace marriage, which is like contractual serial monogamy, where you get a license, maybe a temporary license to date or a license to reproduce, perhaps. So I don't want to touch that. That's sort of not. It's a big discussion. Um, but yeah, adultery should be illegal. Whereas now, I don't think it is. I think it's like maybe you lose out in the divorce proceedings, but other than that, it's your right to do whatever the fuck you want. That needs to be changed. I don't necessarily propose like Islamic like fucking drown the bitch if she cheats or the dude or whatever. But like it's not. It's like stealing. I'm not saying that men on women alone, but like from dating a girl, like I own rights to her, and she owns rights to me. So I can't do it either. That's gender equality and a path to a stabler, you know, web of human relations. Let's look into it. Let's think about it. When we overthrow the world, we can explore these new ideas. Have a good day. Bye.